Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Come to you live from our comfy couch here in the outskirts of the internet. This is Gaming Saloon Reviews for Saturday, April 6th, 2024, with your host, Beast2448, and our put up Salon.
Hi.
It's a movie that we have watched.
Yeah. Watched once, let play in background the second time for me, but yeah.
I skipped the last 5 minutes of this because I knew what happened. I was like, I don't care anymore.
You want to know what's bad? I let most of it play in the background without caring and only looked over during our, actual important things, aka the fights.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's really all this can be summed down to.
Yeah.
All of our attempt at a backstory here fails miserably.
I have thoughts on that.
Also, I realized something
What?
as I was glancing through. I have never seen them fail so hard at a villain before.
Villain or villains?
If you paid attention to the movie, villain.
Okay.
Our
Just making sure.
split off of the kid,
Yes.
yeah, he's technically the villain. He technically set the other two in motion from what we saw.
Yes.
Except we fail to actually get to see that go through. We get told that happened.
Yes.
It would have been so much more convenient for two things. One, us actually see that being built up. And two, us actually, having a final fight with our three main riders, finishing the problem.
Now, well, we have to have 3 individual final fights.
We could have had the exact same thing happen, with all 3 of them being at the same place, and it would have had just the same impact. There was no reason they needed to do that as 3 separate storylines that are crammed together and last minute shoehorned, because our actual villain has to be able to be the one to tell Toma how he did all this.
Yes.
Not show, tell.
Yes. And this is apparently the best V-Cinema to a lot of people, and I just don't understand.
Why?
I don't know! This V-Cinema is fucking boring.
This is we did same plot 3 times. Failed to actually establish the fact that it is all one villain's doing.
Yes.
And then try to shoehorn that in at the last minute. Why is this a good one?
I don't know. Maybe it's because the best character in this one is a dog. Therefore, bonus points makes it the best.
A dog that dies of natural old age?
Yes. Again, best character in this movie.
What? I mean, silent mute kid that only does one thing out of the entire thing isn't a good character? Rage-filled fiance isn't a good character? Possibly not dad is good character?
I could swear he's supposed to be his fake dad because memory hut shenanigans, but I guess he's supposed to be his real dad.
I feel like, no, that's fake.
Same.
I feel that's fake.
Anyway, this is Trio of Deep Sin, folks. This is the Saber V-Cinema that took place post-season. It is written by Takara Fukuda, the supposed main writer of Saber, who didn't write a whole lot of Saber and also didn't write a whole lot of Ghost, even though he's the main writer of Ghost. Just throw that out there. And directed by Kazuhira Kamihoruchi, who is kind of a catch-all director for literally the Railroad era. He's kind of directed a batch of episodes for just about every Railroad show at this point, and several movies and specials. Also, this was released in theaters on January 28th, 2022, like a few months after the end of Saber.
Oh, by the way, I do want to point one thing out. I am disappointed in one major thing. And it is actually a very funny thing that I'm disappointed in. We spent so much time padding out this movie. Why did we not get the long transformations for the three of them?
Because they wanted to be fancy. Because they wanted...
I swear we should have had that, because this is screaming all the padding of the world.
I think one thing that people like about this movie is that it's shot like a drama. Like, it's not shot like a normal Toku thing, and I'm like, okay. And that does not help this movie. That
does not help the writing.
No. I'm sorry. You can shoot Toma hobbling around the city for 40 minutes all you want really well. It does not help the fact that Toma decides he wants to hobble around the city for 40 fucking minutes looking for one goddamn dog.
All because when he, sees another swordsman, his first reaction isn't to get his sword and actually transform. Like, I get the back end of it, but at some point, you've kind of got to weigh the odds of scared the crap out of the kid and actually live and save him.
Yeah.
Or die trying.
Also, the dog with more brain cells than all of our heroes put together in this entire movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
This dog had the twist figured out from minute fucking one.
Not just all the heroes. All the characters in the movie.
As you can tell, folks, this is going to be a fun one. So, shall we get into it?
I guess.
Okay, so technically the recap I have does not start where the movie actually starts. The movie actually starts with some person that we don't know who is walking up to all the swordsmen and introducing themselves, or like talking to them, and then Rentaro stops randomly in front of him in a stairwell and then walks down it, and then Ren's there and is like, who the fuck are you? And then just goes out of existence. That's Ren done for the movie.
Well, until the very end when we see him slice a rock.
He's basically done for the movie.
Yeah.
Then we hard cut to the bookstore on fire because someone set it on fire, and Toma finds a kid nearby, and he rescues the kid because the kid is scared and screaming because the bookstore's on fire. Also, he has a dog at this point because reasons. Also, as I was reading the notes, like the trivia and stuff for this on the writer wiki, apparently they were trying to get Toma's actor to grow a beard to show that he was older, and he couldn't do it, so they just gave him a different hairdo.
I mean, makes sense.
Something about Toma with a beard of just that'd make this movie just 0.5% more fun.
No, it wouldn't.
Probably not, but I would at least be somewhat personally entertained at seeing Toma with a beard.
Seeing Toma be the only one that looks different than from the end of the show.
Reika's sporting a new hairdo. For all 12 seconds she's in this movie.
And that's even being generous, because I don't think it was 12 seconds.
Yes. Oh, Daishinji's also sporting a new hairdo. For also all 12 seconds he's in this movie.
I'm not gonna say the same thing because he actually might have gotten more than 12 seconds. That's the bad thing.
He's the only one in this movie that actually almost got to transform and do something of importance instead of just going.
Yeah, he got as far as getting his book out and then went pop.
Anyway, we then cut to 8 years later. Toma and this kid named Riku are living with what is his name? Is it Mamiya? Is it Mamiya? I
think so, yeah.
Villainous? Okay. Mamiya at a different bookstore. And this guy acts like him and Toma are old friends, which should immediately set our alarm bells off for anyone watching this of like, no, you're not. We know who his old friends are. They're Kento and Plot MacGuffin. You are neither Kento or a Plot MacGuffin. Sir, I believe you were full of bullshit. But anyway, Riku goes like missing, which it feels like we are like 20 minutes into where this recap, 20 minutes into the movie of where this recap is, because this feels like way deeper into the movie, because it feels like it takes 20 minutes for us to get here. I swear. Which says a lot because nothing happens for 20 minutes.
I mean, nothing happens for almost an hour and 20 minutes, but I mean that...
Mm-hmm. Anyway, Toma, trying to find Riku and this dog, comes across Final Falchion, as I like to call him, because he's essentially Final Xemnas, and that he is white and black stripes, and it's still Falchion. That's it. They fight for a...
Final Falchion 1.
Yes. They fight for a minute, aka Toma takes a slash, and then the dog licks the Final Falchion's leg, and he's like, I'm leaving, bye. This is when we catch up with Rentaro as we find out that multiple swordsmen are going missing, and nobody remembers them because memory hut shenanigans are the theme of this movie. So Rentaro and Daishinji head off in the mean to like figure out what's going on. Kento, meanwhile, is currently engaged to Yunia Tachibana because they met like 8 years ago, I guess, over...
I just thought of something, too.
What?
When you made the comment, and I don't know how this didn't click before now. So we've had problems within the show of people forgetting stuff, right?
Yes.
We magically now have a book that causes forgetting and rewriting memories?
Yes.
How was that never brought up in the show?
I don't know.
Why do people think this was a good one again?
I have no idea. People just say it's a good one, and I'm like, I require an explanation because I don't understand.
This breaks so much stuff that the show should have been able to have explained.
Mm-hmm. I should also mention, continuity-wise, we are post-series. This is a post-series Saber. If the 8-year time jump is not obvious. Anyway, Kento and his fiancée, they're kind of having a rough little patch before the wedding and stuff, and Kento's more or less stopped being a swordsman because fucking I don't know why. They kind of have an argument. She storms off. He kind of like heads off. He then gets attacked by the Final Falchion 2, who he injures in the arm, and when he comes back to their home, he sees that Yunia has the same injury, making her Final Falchion 2, so they decide to go have a fight later. By the way, I'm just going to say this now, because there is a third one who is not Rentaro's dad, and here is their basic backstory. People they cared about got caught in the crossfire of a fight between the Riders and the Megites, I guess. I don't know. They don't really go into details. They just do, I guess. And now they are upset at the writers for not saving them. And now they're going to wipe them from existence using this fancy book that removes memories from people. And if they remove enough memories from enough people that remember people, you plop out of existence, aka Dino time travel logic. This is really stupid, and I hate it. First of all, none of these incidents are connected to the series in any way. They are just vague. This happened at some point, I guess. 2, why are you upset at the people who saved other people? Yes.
Because they killed people.
No, they didn't.
By not saving everyone, they killed people.
That's not how this works.
That's how they're treating it.
You know who you should blame for killing these people? The fucking Beckies, who are the ones instigating all the fights that your loved ones got involved in and got in the middle of. They're the ones that started this shit, not the fucking writers. The writers are the ones who saved people. Half the fucking world would still be snapped out of existence if Toma didn't do his fucking job. Literally.
No, the entire world.
Well, yes, but then like a year later, he snapped the other half of the world back into existence.
Yeah, but I mean, if the swordsman didn't exist, then
yes,
the whole world would have went to particles.
Yes.
As we saw 15,000 times in the show.
Yes. So I'm like, what blood is on their hands? Like, I would understand if they actually explained and showed these incidents happening and that maybe a stray attack from one of the writers killed these people, or maybe some big attack they had to launch to kill a Megid, caused some random explosion to happen or something. For all we know, these people died before the writers could even fucking get there from the Megids. They don't tell us the details. It's just, my loved one died, you were at the scene, I blame you. And lastly, your pain's not fucking special, you fucking jackasses. All 3 of you. Literally, your pain's not special. You're not the only ones who lost people to the Megids. Absolutely not. But do they blame the writers? Do they decide to launch an 8-year fucking crusade of memory hunting fucking millions of people to wipe them from existence? No! Maybe you need a fucking reality check and some fucking therapy. Fuck's sakes. Ugh. I say all this because they make this movie feel like it's some sin of the writers that they didn't save these people. And I'm like, that is not a sin. That is how this shit goes. It happens. Every writer has had people that they could not save. But what did they do? They took it and they kept going because if maybe they didn't save this person, but maybe they can save the next person. It probably is the fact that this is 3 stories repeated and they're all fucking underbaked as hell. That I'm like, your motivations suck ass and are garbage. Piss off, all 3 of you. Anyway. Let's see. The third Final Falchion wipes out Slash and memory huts Rentro and claims to be his dad, and I don't fucking believe him because this entire movie is a bunch of memory hut bullshit. So I don't believe that this fucker is his actual dad, because his whole story is, oh, I left your mom to protect the 2 of you after you were born, and I was protecting some other people, and they got in the crossfires of you're fighting the Mekites, and so I swore vengeance. He's your fucking kid, asshole. Also, are you a Sword of Logos guy? Or are you just some random schmuck? Because that's the part I don't understand.
I feel like
Who is-
random schmuck.
Some part of me feels like he's supposed to be some sort of Logos guy because, like, how the fuck did Rentro end up in the Sword of Logos anyway? But, like, eh. Anyway, all of these are established. Toma gets attacked by the Final Falchion again. Apparently, he wants to kill Lucky. That doesn't happen. Also, Riku is scared about scared of fire and swords because of what happened at the bookstore that nobody knows about at the moment. So, eh. Eventually, Rentaro and Kento, before they go to the other fights, come across each other and kind of help each other, even though they don't remember each other because memory hut shenanigans. Again, nobody really gets to interact with anyone of the main trio for this entire fucking movie because Toma's busy off on his own. Rentaro and Kento meet once and again don't recognize each other. Also, Mei's in this movie for like 5 whole seconds and then gets like snapped out of existence. I think.
No, I think she just winds up off doing her own thing.
Probably.
It's implied that she gets snapped out of existence, but we never see it.
Yeah. Anyway, we catch up with Kento as he fights his final Falchion. He gets a fancy upgraded book that apparently is because of his fiancée, called Arabian Nights. It is a repaint of Primitive Dragon. How do you like this repaint of Primitive Dragon?
I mean, honestly, I'm kind of fine with him finally getting a proper upgrade. Probably the best thing out of this.
For all of 5 seconds it gets to exist.
Yep.
I love that the recent trend with V Cinemas is, here is the big fancy form that we're debuting for this. It's practically fucking meaningless. Because also, Kento stops his fiance, breaks the transformation, or breaks the belt, specifically. But because of her deal, she has to die, so the sword stabs her in the gut, and she dies, and then Kento goes poof. Rentaro fights his dad, and his dad's like, look at all of the souls of the people you have not saved, and Rentaro's like, yeah, but I'm still gonna try to save people and do my job because I'm a fucking swordsman. Bop. I'm fucking done. So dad dies and then he goes poof, which leaves us with Toma. So Toma, Riku find Lucky where the old bookstore used to be. The Falchion attacks again. Toma decides to fight him. He breaks transformation, finding out it's Mamiya. We find out that Mamiya again lost his dad to the rider fights and stuff. Don't worry, this is where the movie gets incredibly stupid. And that is at the real point where I'm like, why do people like this movie? Because this twist is fucking stupid as shit. Anyway, he tries to kill Toma because he's injured. Riku grabs Rekka, clashes with Mamiya's sword, and this causes their memories to kind of reawaken. We essentially find out that the kid grabbed Falchion's sword, and that split him in half with Riku and Mamiya, right?
Yes.
That's how this goes?
Yes.
And so Mamiya, his memories of him losing his dad to the riders is actually his memories of right now with Toma. Because Toma is actually his dad. His adopted dad, mind you, but still. And Riku's memories are of the same moment that just now happened and not before now. Right?
That one I don't know.
I don't know either at this fucking point. Essentially, timey-wimey soul-splitting bullshit happened because of the sword to make all of this happen. And so Lucky more or less brings the both halves together, and as he dies, because Lucky's like the best character in this fucking movie. And so that helps the both of them come back together, and Toma uses Amazing Siren to fix everything, and he still has the book later. So everyone's back to what they're doing. Riku and Mamiya are now one person, and Mamiya's writing a book. And that's basically the movie. Have I missed anything?
I mean, no.
Okay. Also, people got kind of baited by the end of this movie because you know how it transitions from Trio of Deep Sin to Quattro of Love, of Deep Love or some bullshit?
Yeah.
For essentially a music video. People thought that was a tease for a second V Cinema. Not realizing that it is supposed to be the music video that plays with everyone in fancy wear singing a song.
Huh.
Yeah. But yeah, that is Trio of Deep Sin. I don't understand this movie. This movie is boring. Takes a really stupid shit ass turn. For some reason. And then Toma just does what he does in series and just goes, well, I guess I have to solve the problem. Boop, problem solved. Because, again, Toma has to solve all the problems in this show. Because he is main character.
Yes. We totally can't have all three characters, you know, solve a problem together ever.
Yes. Anyway, any other thoughts on this?
No.
All right, that's pretty much. I love how it takes like half the time to explain this movie than it is to fucking watch it.
Third of the time, actually.
Yes. So yeah, that's Trio of Deep Sin, and we're finally done with Saber. And then in 2 weeks, we are starting something better, because good fucking lord, we need something better. Because we're going to start what I'm going to dub as the S4 Gridman trilogy. So we're going to start with the S4 Gridman anime series that is 12 episodes long. Then we will do the S4 Dynazenon series, which is the pseudo sequel adjacent thing to Gridman. It'll make sense once we watch it. I don't want to say it's a direct sequel because 90% of the cast does not appear in that series from Gridman. So it's not really a direct sequel. And then, which is, again, 12-episode anime, and then we will watch the Gridman Universe movie, which brings the two shows together along with other Gridman stuff, because I might have to explain some things for that movie. Don't worry, it will make sense eventually.
Maybe.
But anywho, tomorrow it is Sprawl. No Out of Bounds. I had to finagle with the controls a little bit. It didn't seem to cooperate with my controller until I remapped everything, and then it seemed fine. Except the menus are not working. At least controller-wise. So, we'll find out.
Huh.
Next Thursday, I'm continuing Wonderful 101. Next Friday, KH2 Rando?
Yeah, I think we'll do that. I don't know if it'll be Archipelago or if it'll be just us doing 2 seeds. That'll be the question.
Mm-hmm. And then next Saturday will be TGS, which is what was supposed to be this weekend, so we changed plans. So
because computer did thing.
Yes. So you'll get 3 weeks of news, which we'll probably need. Because That just happened in 2 weeks. I have to make sure I grab an interview that Phil Spencer did, because Phil Spencer, I think, might have been drunk for an interview, because he spouted some nonsense that does not line up with everything else Microsoft has done recently, and I don't understand. Anywho, folks, if you like what you're seeing, drop a follow. Really appreciate it. Chipping away at that affiliate. Go at TGS Network on Mastodon.social and at TGS Soon on Twitter. We'll have your information on when we go live. Next exclamation point, Discord and chat is this our link. Drop by, say hi. We'll see you tomorrow, folks.